Shifting to electric cars is a very interesting time for automakers. They can kind of take a clean sheet approach to their design and do a lot of things that they might not otherwise do. And in that sense, this Buick Wildcat EV is not just wicked cool to look at, it is also a preview of electric Buicks to come. The Wildcat EV's design is awesome. Frankly, I really enjoy a lot about it, and don't worry, a lot of it's not going to stay in the concept world. Some things you will start seeing on new Buicks very soon. There's a nice low grille, and the badge has actually been moved out of the grille and redesigned into a more contemporary styling and placed smack dab in front of the hood, something you'll be seeing in the future. Other things you'll be seeing on upcoming Buicks are these amazing headlight shapes. Not sure if they'll be as gargantuan as this one here, but again, these are things that we will start to morph their way into production cars in the coming years. Now, as we move along the side, there is still so much cool stuff to talk about here. I love how the hood is long and low, and it's got these two character lines that don't really get too crazy, but they follow all the way back to the length of the vehicle. Now, there's a lot of kind of Art Deco chrome aero inspiration in here too, and you can really tell that in these honking chrome wheels down here. But as we continue to move down the side, I enjoy how the vehicle doesn't really have any overwrought or clashing lines. Everything is kind of smoother and softer, and it's not something that's going to be out of style, next week like a lot of those Gundam concepts might be. Although moving further back, my favorite part of this car might be just how fat these haunches are. It is, if you're looking at it from the front, it is almost a straight line across. It's a good muscular, powerful stance, and I'm a huge fan of it. Moving toward the back, things are a little more traditional concept car back here. I am a huge fan of how they did the taillights. They're kind of hidden in this acrylic look here as they go all the way up the hatchback glass and have a really cool animation as they do so. I also enjoy the fact that the glass lets in a ton of light into the cabin. I like how the kind of edges here on the bumpers mimic what's going on up front, and obviously, because it's an EV, no tailpipes. Now, coupes are generally kind of hard to get into, but Buick has bystepped that in the Wildcat EV by offering this super interesting door design where the massive door swings open, but at the same time, a panel on the roof actually lifts up to make ingress and egress a little bit easier. But you are not going to give a about what the doors do the second you actually look inside this interior. It is lovely. I mean, a lot of concept cars are lovely, but this is quite good. There's a lot of that Art Deco jet age kind of inspiration here in the way the chrome sweeps around and in some of the designs in the carpet, but everything in here is warm and inviting, and that's what Buick is really going for. The seats are fabric, they're not going to be cold when you sit on them. The carpet, whether it reminds you of, your lawn at home or your parents' deep green shag carpeting, feels inviting right off the bat. And there's still so many more cool things in here. I love how the steering wheel kind of has a dual material look to it. I love the fact that to the right of the screen, there's just nothing behind the dashboard. It's open, it's airy. It allows a lot more movement, and it's kind of reminiscent of the fact that EVs let you have that space to play with that might ordinarily be filled with a bunch of internal combustion hardware. There's just so much interesting stuff to look at in here no matter how you cut it, and concept car interiors do tend to be a little pie in the sky thinking, and a lot of stuff won't make it to production, but I think Buick's on a pretty good track here for future cars. So the main question everybody asks with the concept is, when can we actually start to see some concrete progression of regular vehicles from what is shown here? And the answer is pretty shortly. We'll start to see some of the design elements make their ways into new Buick vehicles for both mid-cycle refreshes and new versions of internal combustion vehicles. But Buick does intend to go full electric by the end of the decade, and we will see its first full BEV going down that path in 2024.